Hello, hello. Welcome to Behind the Roleplay. Can't hear myself think. Okay, there we go. So, hello, hi. Welcome to Behind the Roleplay with Dudes Me Fam as your host. As you know, we have two special guests today. We have Margo, who AKA plays as Emma, and then also we have Rita, who AKA plays as Lauren. They both RP at EchoRP. Which again, thank you so much for everyone from joining for joining this podcast or talk show, whatever you may call it. So today we're going to be kind of talking to them about their role play, kind of like behind their role play. They've both been around for quite some time, and yeah, so I'm excited to finally bring them on. Fun fact: they came on like first season of doing this. I know that there's no like videos or anything like that from first season because at the time this show was still obviously developing and it was still very new. I didn't know where it was going to go, but I will say a big thank you to Panda, Panda Art or Pandai Art. Without her help, this wouldn't be where it's at. So before I show the new set, that's right, we do have a new set. We have a whole new scheme of things. So if you do like the art and you do want to commission her to do the art, and keep in mind she's done everything on this set, everything. Before I show anything, she's done the chairs to the everything basically. Wait, didn't get to be on the old set. Yeah, you didn't get to be on the old set, sadly. Well, because you were so busy, and yeah. So I'm sorry, Jane. You're beautiful, by the way. What's going on, Bobby J? How you doing? What's going on, Chi Chi? How you doing? But yeah, so we're gonna get right into it. I would have made time. I know, but it was kind of like everything was everywhere. It was like when I got out of the hospital, I had to rehold everything, and then it was like a bunch of rescheduling. It was just, I've been betrayed. I'm so sorry. Just so sorry. I'm just Bubbles. Gotcha. Well, listen, no further ado, we're gonna go ahead and bring on Margo and Rita. So if you will, please give a warm welcome, all right, to these amazing RPers. Hello.
Hello.
Are we good to look? Like, did you swap screens? Because we both have like the stream minimized right now.
Yeah, it's presented now. So this is
All right.
the new set,
Oh my god.
which is like it's a bit different. It's a lot more higher class. It's a bit more. I know. All right, listen, Marco. I know your hand's missing, but it's because of the chair positioning, and that kind of had to. It's just your hand's behind the chair. Okay, you're holding yourself up with your
That's
hand
fine.
beside the
I
chair.
like it. I
The
love
forest is
it.
so hot. I'm fucking living for this right now.
Yeah.
Oh
Oh
my
my
god.
god, it looks so good. I'm so excited.
And I made sure that y'all are holding hands. By the way, I told
Yeah,
y'all.
that was very important.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so y'all are holding
We're
hands.
both really fucking clingy. So
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
if we
So
ever IRL right now again, we'd 100% be holding hands.
yeah.
Right now.
So exactly. So you're holding hands again. Thank you so much for coming on to season 4 of Behind the Role Play. You came on season 1, which was a long ass time ago, and a lot's changed obviously with the production of the show and just with everything that's kind of been going on. And obviously, since the last time you were all here, a bit of an update. Is more of like a more like a I wouldn't say upgrade, but more of like a I don't know how to describe it, but a lot of things has changed since then, right?
It's evolved.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been evolved since the last time we talked. So obviously now, you still play your civs, right? You have Emma, and you also still have Lauren. Um, so the last time we kind of dropped off with those is that you know what's the movement now? Because I know that with Emma, she isn't. Her path has kind of dramatically changed. Could you give us kind of like a little rundown on how Emma's kind of path has changed now?
Oh, yeah. Well, obviously she's still with Legacy, so Legacy's still on top. But I guess what dramatically changed for her, first of all, she doesn't work for the hospital anymore. Um, she resigned, and on top of that, Lauren and Emma recently got a little baby girl, so they became like freshly new moms. Obviously, they already have adopted kids, but yeah, Emma was pregnant and she gave birth to a wonderful baby named Charlie.
So with how, obviously now you do have that role play of like, obviously you can't really have like a kid, right? Can't really have a
Mm-hmm.
kid in the server. But now that you actually get to actually role play that you actually have a kid now, like does that
Mm-hmm.
change the way your demeanor is with role play, or is it kind of just like nothing's really changed?
No, it did change, especially when. So I came with the idea to have a baby just before I left to visit Rita, and I wouldn't be around for 6 weeks. Because you can't also really play that you're like pregnant, and like it was a good like moment to be like we're hiding away from the press, we're like leaving town, um, and so just before that, like we had to announce obviously to our family like, hey, I'm pregnant, and so we did that, and obviously Emma couldn't smoke weed and she couldn't like do anything stupid, and Lauren was like, super like cautious with everything. She was like, "Oh, you shouldn't do this and you shouldn't do that." So that was, to be honest, pretty funny RP. Um, and then now, obviously, yeah, you can't be as reckless. Like, it's also funny because you can make a lot of jokes about it. I joke with Sasha all the time about our pregnancies, so it's a good time. I actually think it's a good thing for Emma and Lauren.
Right. And it's kind of like obviously with that kind of role play with having that type of baby RP, it's
Hmm.
sometimes a hit or miss. Sometimes it can be very, very, over the top. Sometimes people can do be a little too much. I think with if someone were to do what what y'all did was like, not around too much, and not really just like, actually having that role play of like, obviously, if you are having a baby or anything of the sorts like that, you wouldn't be around that much, right? So it's like you still
Yeah.
took that action with that. So Rita, with how Lauren's kind of adapted with this role play, obviously it was kind of like a originally when you had Samantha Bloom, when you had Samantha Bloom kind of around, it was kind of like a once Samantha Bloom perma, you kind of jumped right into Lauren, right? And so
Yeah.
was there a moment where it was kind of like you were just like, all right, I'm ready for the story to end. I'm ready to get right back into it. Because obviously, we've talked a little bit around the show about how perming the characters, like some people, when they perm their main character, they take a little bit of break. And sometimes when someone wants to perm the character, they go right into it. Was your mindset kind of like a I just want story, or was it kind of like you're just ready to let go of that character?
I didn't want to perma Samantha at first, but then I saw like the Mr. Ink thing and all that, and I was just like, I don't think I'm gonna give this character any more of a story. I think she got as far as she could. She ended up being a lieutenant in PD, and I feel like that's where like her story ended. I was very drained from PD and things of that sort, and like EMS. There was really not many EMS and stuff like that. Oh god! And then when I permit her, I think I was assistant chief of medicine at that time. I think, or it was right, babe.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I think I had just gotten it, and I knew I had to
Hmm.
focus more on EMS because EMS like didn't have any employees, things of that sort. And I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna do this role play for the Mr. Ink thing, and I'm just gonna perma Samantha and stuff like that. And I think like her story's ended. Like she got married, she got divorced, she went through high and low with her sisters, and I just felt like her story really did come to an end. And I didn't really see anything progressing for her. So I did perma her, and the reason why I just went right back into Lauren was because she just got promoted, and it was just like she got to get to work. Like we got to like make sure EMS is up, going, and all that. And I dedicated like 90% of my days to EMS things to make sure that EMS was running well and things of that sort. So I knew I had no time to like sit back and relax.
So with how you've kind of done that EMS route and how you've kind of were like, okay, like I'm obviously going to put a lot more time, and I think that majority of the time that we have talked on the show about how like there is so much OC like power and like not power but like energy, I guess you could say, that you kind of put into
Hmm.
your characters even when you're not even really around per se, right? Like let's say
Hmm.
you're not even
Absolutely.
logged into the server and you're still doing like in character work, but just because so things just and we can all say sometimes they don't even run a smoother, sometimes they run even slower when you try and put it over time like into that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So when putting that OOC time into obviously like EMS stuff, was there a moment where you were just like, okay, like I'm gonna limit, this time for this time, so that way you still get to role play at the end.
Yeah. There was a time where Emma was like, "Listen, like you can't dedicate your entire life to like EMS in the city. Like you need to get out and stuff like that." And like even like the employees of EMS were like, "Yo, take a break." Like Poppy was like when she was in high command, she was like, "Relax, Lauren. Like I got it. Take a break and stuff like that." So like we would like take like 2 weeks. We'd go like play Fortnite or something like that, and like just go do that and then just come back to RP, which is what I would do. And then like OC, I would be like in the Discord and I would be like, "Hey, like, do you guys need me for anything? Like, what's going on? Things of that sort." And I would just like ask for updates or whatever. And then I would just like fly in if I absolutely need to. If I didn't, then I would just keep my break. So I found like a good balance because like I started to realize when I would like start to get burnt out, I'd be like, "Okay, babe, like let's go play Fortnite instead. Like let's go play this for a little bit, and then we'll come back to the role play and do it." But no matter what, I was in the EMS Discord making sure everything was running well and answering a bunch of questions.
Okay, right. So like, and there's still time to where you separate, time just
Hmm.
for yourself because, like you said, you can't always
Absolutely.
just put time into
Hmm.
something, even though that
Mm-hmm.
it's like a I guess I could treat it like a job, but like at the end of the
Yeah.
day, it's digital money. It's not even real money. There's no
Yeah.
currency unless it
Exactly.
might be like 1 penny, 0.000 something. But it's still like,
Mm.
I feel like for me personally, I feel like I'm at the point of roleplay where uh like I don't how can I explain? It's like I don't really want to make too much big story. I just want to be a supporter in roleplay if that makes sense. Like if
Yeah.
my role comes around and I can support your roleplay and make it better for your roleplay, sure, But I feel like
Yeah.
I've kind
That's
of
what EMS is too. Like,
100%, right? And it's
yeah.
like
Yeah.
I think that's very overlooked half the time too, is that
Oh, absolutely.
I think that when, depending on obviously you know, of course a lot of people don't really put consideration that, get hurt. You can't really feel anything obviously, but there are some times where, if you're known for like I gave Jimmy a heart attack a while back and now it's like, he takes it easy. Like he's trying to stress. There's one point where he got really fat and they were trying to get him to lose weight and then it's like the hospital RP in general or even just for like if you're sad or like stuff just some stuff like that. It's like
Hmm.
that adds such an element of like in-depthness for your character. I feel like sometimes. Um, but yeah, so with how I guess going back to Emma is that kind of people who didn't really get to see the first season when y'all came on. When Emma
Mm-hmm.
first was around, Emma was. I mean, was Emma like a Southside gang and sort of. I mean, y'all were
Yeah.
located in like in the beach
They were
area.
Vespucci. Yeah, we were
Vespucci, yeah.
located in Vespucci. But we were definitely a gang. Like we weren't like anything official um like that, but like yeah, we came in with like 10 people and we're wrapping flags and being criminals, yeah.
So with having that kind of background, obviously we're gonna get into that things. I kind of want to swing a little bit into like the Civ side of things. Is that
Mhm.
when having that gang character and still having that story of like having Emma, doing music and then kind of going to that the direction of a dramatic direction, if you right, is that
Mhm.
if I feel like me personally, the way I look at it is that if music wasn't really a drive, I feel like Emma wouldn't have went on the path that she did. Is that something that's kind of like, is that true? What do you think? Or was there ever a plan to kind of get Emma out of that kind of that path?
Um I don't think it was originally the plan, but I think that it was music in character that made Emma change, but OOC, I was just tired of crim shit, to be honest.
Okay.
Because back in the day, it was also really different, and I say back in the day, but it was like almost 2 years ago. So yeah, it was really different. There wasn't like as much to do, especially in European times. Server was much smaller. Like I think there was at the time maybe 120 slots.
I think it was smaller than
So
that, to be honest.
Yeah.
I feel like it
yeah,
might have
it
been a
was
little bit.
like yeah, no, I don't, but at least it wasn't as far as big as it is right now. So things were a lot different. And I think like coming into like it was also my first whitelisted server where you had to go into an interview and stuff. I I kind of underestimated, I guess, the crim side of things because there's a lot of rules that you need to follow, and like every small movement you make can be, you know, a wrong one, and you'll get banned or like warned or something like that. So soon enough, I just realized like there's much more stuff to do, and I just wanted to do something else on Emma and to where she could just evolve in something bigger and better. And I think definitely with making music was the right direction to take that step and do something else.
So obviously, uh, it's kind of like, obviously there are always going to be rules, right? Even on like Civ side, there's always going to be like on to do certain things. But I feel like with Crim side of things, it's there's always going to be these heavy rules that I think that sometimes they can be a little bit ridiculous. Even though I can't really do that because I've never had a Crim. Every time I try to have a Crim, worst anxiety that I can ever imagine. Um, but I also feel like with the rules that there are some times of balance, right? There are some times that certain rules do come around. It's like, okay, like there's balance with this, and sometimes rules don't even help. Sometimes it's just a lost cause. Um, so with kind of how you obviously were tired with the Crim stuff, when kind of going to that Civ route, was there a moment that you were kind of hesitant with joining the like Crim side, or was it kind of just like as soon as you kind of got tired, like okay, I'm gonna jump immediately to Civ and kind of just chill there, or was it kind of just like a full on just like no worries and just kind of jump off type thing?
Um, I think it just I think that Emma at the time uh she had her group of friends, and one of these girls was dating a guy that was working for EMS, and Emma got really close with him. And so it kind of just evolved like that. So I guess she just like, decided like she was never caught by the police, so she didn't have to like expunge or anything. She just like, decided to apply, and she got hired, and yeah.
All right, so it's kind of like either way there was a path. It's like
Yeah.
either way it was going to show up, kind of like not
Mhm.
leaving.
Yeah.
So Rita, with how obviously with Samantha, we talked about in the past where Samantha was a part of PD for quite a bit, and then
Mhm.
with Lauren, it went into like the EMSRP stuff like that.
Mhm.
Um, with the transition, obviously, it's a bit different, right? Because with PD, you catch when obviously you catch the criminal kind of doing that. Um, there's always going to be toxic. There's always going to be that attitude. Them being
Yeah,
mad that you
totally.
caught them, it's going to happen regardless.
Mhm.
With EMS, was there a part of you that was like, okay, like you're obviously going to catch that, or was it kind of like that experience you've had with cop kind of help with the process of like, okay, like I'm going to have to deal with this no matter.
Oh, I knew I was gonna have to deal with it no matter what. Because you can catch them, you can shoot them down, whatever. People will be shot 30 times and they will still talk their shit. So I knew on EMS it was gonna be the cop and the crim arguing, and then me trying to do my job, and then me having to tell them to shut the fuck up. Because that's what 90% of the time. Like you could ask all former EMS that were in like the triage with me. I would literally do max fucking volume for my voice and go, if you're not here for treatment, get the fuck out. I don't care if you're an officer, make sure your your fucking suspect's cuffed. Get out if you're gonna argue. And they'd leave. because it's just like it's such an overbearing thing to deal with because like it's just people malding, and it's just super. I feel like it's super low quality RP. One for a cop like stooping down the level, and two, you've been shot 20 times, and you're gonna argue with a cop. It just didn't make sense to me either. So I would just kick people out and just do it. It's something you get used to over time. It's definitely something you have to adjust to if you play in emergency services personnel, especially a cop. For EMS, it wasn't as bad because they wouldn't really yell at us. It's more at the cop, but it's just like something that's like a horrible headache to listen to, especially when they're like salty as hell. And they're like, fuck 12, fuck you, cop, da, da, da," and then they start yelling across like the fucking hospital because they're so mad. It's just, yeah,
I mean,
something to adjust to. But like after you're a cop, nothing really bothers you after that.
see, I see again. I've tried to have a I've tried to have a somewhat cop character. I've tried to have a tour
Mhm,
gatekeeper, something like that, and just the matter of just that, it was just like too much just popping on. Okay, I was
mhm.
like, I can
Yeah,
just. It's just I don't know how people can deal with it, but at someday soon, I should be able to overcome it. But for right now, addicted is. But
absolutely. Like if you want to be a cop, I would definitely recommend making a DOC character first. Like just make them like full-time DOC and like do DOC for like a month and a half ish. And like that'll help you get used to interacting with the criminals, and it'll give you kind of like an idea of what you're dealing with, and then like it'll show you what kind of cop you should be because they will complain to you about how scummy the other cops are. So it'll just help you adjust yourself so you're more liked than you are hated because you don't want to be street K'd for the rest of your life, you know.
well, see, okay, I agree with that to a certain extent, but the way that I kind of see it, though, right, is that like you can get
Mhm.
familiarized with like criminals and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
it does feel a little weird sometimes when even on like I had a lifer at one point that like the lifers would help DOC like if they were trying to get hot jumped or anything like that. I feel like
Mhm.
that's just a little weird. Like at the same time, it's like I wouldn't, obviously wouldn't do too much to obviously attack like DOC, but like I don't know, I feel like with that helping DOC and the DOC like being lenient with like lifers to a certain extent, it'd be a little bit like I wouldn't say too much, but I feel like it's just like I don't know. That could be just me being, uh biased or whatever.
I feel like it really depends on their like charges as well. Like I think it was like Atticus's was like some sort of malpractice or
They
something
did.
of
They
that
did. You know
sort.
what's crazy is that those lifers did a lot worse than what Ink did, and somehow they were like they were able to do a lot more than what Ink. Like it was crazy to think about. You know.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like I definitely see how like it could be weird and stuff like that, but I also feel like it's just like it's how the person acts and stuff like that. Now, listen, like somebody could completely manipulate you and just switch like that. But like, I feel like it's just like a mutual respect kind of thing. Like, although like they committed all these crimes, they're still human at the end of the day, and we shouldn't dehumanize somebody because it could have just been a mistake that they regret deeply, or it's something they want to do again and they manipulate you and bite you in the ass. It's like damned if you do, damned if you don't. But like, if I treat you like shit the entire time as Mr. Ink and things of
Which
that
has
sort, what's
happened. Let me tell you. It
yeah, like it's either going to motivate you to kill me or something of that sort. So I'm going to try and be as nice to you as I can to one, be on your good side, two, so I don't die. And then three, you're still a human. So I'm like, hey, like you need some food, you need this or that. Because like, yeah, they committed a crime, still human. You still got to treat them like they're human.
it's
That's the
just
way I look at it, at least. Like I had like the daughters of Mr. Ink come into the hospital, and like Lauren knew what they did, but like Lauren treated them as if they were like one of her own children. She was like, "Hey baby, like how are you? Like what's going on? Like talk to me about it." And then like they would like say like really weird things, but Lauren would just go with it so they felt comfortable and they wouldn't like act out and things of that sort. Because like when people came in and they tried to role play like sorts of like mental health things, because that's kind of what like Ink's daughters had, like
yeah.
Lauren would be very kind and like down to earth and like very like soft tone, be like, okay baby, like come on, let me help you out, I'm gonna do this, is this okay? And just be really slow with them and just make sure they were well taken care of before like she like either like 5150 them or she like just let them go because she didn't really think it was anything like that, they were just a little weird. So it just really depended.
A little. They carried ahead to PD. What?
Okay, no, like the daughters, no, they got 5150 after that. I called Emma. I was like, Emma, I need you to come in. I need 2 5150s on right now.
Yeah, I actually did the psych evals on them, and that was such good RP. Like, I think I was doing Shawnee, and I forgot who was doing Arya, or like Arya's like daughter character. I don't know what the names are.
But yeah,
Um,
it was
it was a
good.
good time.
It
Yeah.
was juicy. Really good RP.
It was pretty. It was definitely phenomenal. But I ask everyone that comes on here this one simple question: would y'all ever make a serial killer, like any type of like heavy like slow burn story or anything like?
I
I don't think so.
Lauren technically was kind of a serial killer back in the day.
What the fuck?
But yeah.
What the fuck?
Lauren, didn't I tell you Lauren's backstory?
A little
No,
bit.
I think you did, but
Yes, basically Lauren used to sell a lot of drugs, all that shit, stuff like that. She like literally like I killed like over 300 people in the server like a long time ago as Lauren, and Quinn can attest. She helped me kill some of the people. She killed probably upwards of 300 people, whether it was her herself or she made the call for it to happen. So technically, I have played that character, and Lauren was that character, and then something happened to her sister because I had like 2 other friends when we played as sisters that were triplets. The one sister, she gave her character leukemia, so she died in Lauren's place, so Lauren wouldn't go to jail, and she took the fall for Lauren, and Lauren promised her she would change her life and that she would do better. So Lauren then became a doctor and did better for herself, for her sister, and that's why Lauren never became a crim. Because like I thought about it after we left EMS, and I was like, no, it doesn't make sense for her backstory because of what she promised her sister. So that's why Lauren is still a civ, and she's on the right track, and she's married, she has kids, she's happy, and it's all because it's all for her sister.
What the?
So I have done it before. I don't know if I'll do it again. But
It's so draining. Like,
yeah.
it is. I don't like it. It gives me anxiety, and I can't sleep at night because I'm like, why did I say that to that person? Are they affected OC by it? I'm like, I don't like it.
See,
Well,
I never really thought it'd be draining though. Like,
no. I feel like you need to be on your toes all the time, you know?
I do be on my
But
toes.
like when a lot of serial killers came through the city at one point, and then they made like the rule that you kind of have to like apply to become one. To be honest, it relieved me a lot because so much happened in such a short period, and both me and Rita were like EMS, right? So we were always in these situations because we were either finding the bodies or like, you know, doing surgery after surgery. It was like, or like, I don't know, like with Mr. Ink, it was like whole other things because there was ink involved, and like, you know, so at one point it was just too much to where I think PD and EMS both got like kind of burned out with the whole serial killer RP. So I think it's good that they kind of made to like where you need to apply for becoming a
I
serial
pushed for
killer.
that shit so hard. I think I made a ticket about it because like that's part of the reason why Poppy quit was because like after Mr. Ink, we were all like, okay, like it's done, whatever, and we enjoyed the Mr. Ink, like Mr. Ink RP. Don't get us wrong, like we love that.
That was
shit.
actually good.
She
It was
hated.
actually
She
really
hated the people that come in though. To be, she even
Yeah.
told-
Yeah.
she was like,
Yeah,
it's just
it
so
was
many
awful.
people, and I was like, yeah, I'd do about like 3, and then after that, like, okay, like I'm gonna take a week or so break just so I can like let things like simmer down, and like I'll be around as Jimmy, and like
But that's like a good balance though. Like that's what we wanted. It was like 3 a week, sure, why not? Medical
Yeah.
report done, do, that's it, give the PD, that's it, bye. But like after Mr. Ink, like fucking 4
Even
serial
before
killers
that
came
too.
at once, and then the serial killers were just okay. If you're watching this and you played these characters, I'm not gonna say the characters, but if you played a serial killer after Mr. Ink, you were horrible. Anyways,
What the
so
fuck?
like
Okay, all right,
no,
okay,
no,
all right.
I'm
Let me.
joking, but it was well
Okay.
played.
It didn't
No,
come.
it
It,
wasn't.
what? Okay, okay. Hang on. Okay. Okay, hang on. Okay, so I know that story was okay. All right, yeah, no, she's okay. I'm trying to like we're gonna talk this out. All right, we're gonna talk this out. It's a talk show. We're gonna talk it out, and then we'll go on. Okay, so I know that the story that with Mr. Ink was very like it was very heavy, right? Like it was like
Yes.
something that was. To be honest with you, half the shit, and Johnny can testify this. Half the shit, like we wouldn't even consider until someone brought it up to us, and we were like, "Wait,
Oh no.
that makes sense." I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's add it to the story. And somehow
I
Or
love
like
it.
it would connect, you know?
No, that's
And
why we're saying like we loved Mr. Ink. Like I really
yeah,
want you to know we
because it was
love
so
Mr.
well
It was well
organized.
played and well
Yeah,
organized.
it
The
made
other ones
that's
were
sense.
very sloppy
but that's the
because we
thing
had
though.
5 people come in one night. Like
Jesus
that's what I'm trying to
Christ.
get at. Like
Oh
that's
my
what I'm saying.
god.
Like it was sloppy. It was horrible because it was just like
There were
so
pets
overwhelming for
too.
EMS, and we were not considered in this at all. Like it was like 5 a night. I think 1 week we had probably about like 4 days in a row where it was like more than like 3 victims. And the thing is like not a lot of people want to get medically examined, like medical examiners, because the thing is that shit takes over an hour to do per body. So you have to cut the body open. You have to check every single part of the body because we try to make the RPS as realistic as possible. And then like the people who would play these pets would either log out, and then we have to get a fucking like medical examiner report for PD, and we couldn't get them. And then we didn't have their IDs for in city. So this is why I'm saying it was horrible. Like whether it was a serial killer or like whoever, like it was just really, really bad for us because like AMS was missing reports. EMS was missing a lot of things here. And I would end up arguing with PD because I'm just like, how do I explain that somebody logged out of the server and I can't get their body? You know what I mean? So it was
Okay.
just a really horrible experience afterwards because like the people who played the victims, and I don't want to blame the serial killers, but please never kill 5 people in a day. Please,
Mhm.
for the love of God and for the safety of EMS's mental health, don't do it. But it's just
I guess it's just safe to say that like there needs to be balance and there needs
yes.
to be a good story behind it. I feel like because with Mr. Ink, the whole city was involved and with the whole blackouts and like like it was really good RP. And like if it's really good RP, you can like have your EMS like be involved in it and they want to be involved in it. Like it was much bigger than just one serial killer killing 5 pets in a day. Like
Every
like
single one of your
oh,
victims were amazing.
we get like another call from the pier like that there is someone dead and like we need to go there and we're like, okay, it's another one, like
I could do the pier,
it
by
was
the way.
different.
That pier. Okay, so I could never kill somebody at the pier. I felt because I personally felt that was too like basic. Like that was like normal shit that happens all the time. So like well, there was one time where I fucked up and I called Arya and went to attack her, and then destroyed her phone. And then cops, they're power gaming the fuck out of the whole situation. They're like, "Well, get her a new phone. She has like Apple Cloud, downloads all her numbers back. Get the number, call Mr. Ink." And they got Ink's number, and I was freaking out. And I used one of the like number token things. I changed my number as quick as I could, and they were just like, "Oh my god, she changed his number that quick," and they were all freaking out about it or whatever. But like I don't know. I feel like with like hunting down people and stuff like that. Believe it or not, the first victim, Tony Fox, it wasn't even intentionally supposed to be a full on story connected to him. It was supposed to be like, he made fun of Mr. Ink's name, and then I hunted him down, like not, stabbed him, whatever, and then that be it. But then once we got Tony, it was like everybody that we were kind of planned to attack, it was somehow connected right back to him, and it was like this weird like story where it all started with Tony Fox, and it was just like it just never ended.
No, I don't think you know this, but Tony Fox promised the Blooms mom that he would always take care of her daughters. And Tony was like, "Don't worry, I'll always be there for your daughters. I will always protect your daughters." So that's why when Samantha died, Tony Fox took it so fucking hard because he like broke the promise to their mom.
People were crying like OOC, they were crying their eyes out during. And I,
Oh,
I
I
never,
cried.
I
Yes.
never really experienced that. Like with seeing other people like like experiencing permas and stuff like that. I've never really ever seen that. So for me, it was like, did I fuck up? Like, did I make a oopsie and like actually perma somebody? Like, I was like, I start questioning. I start looking around. I'm like, God,
Well, think about it. Like, what if somebody permaed Mandy?
Oh
Like you would like
Jesus.
really feel like that emotion. Like I get super in character. Like when Bonnie killed like Lauren's like ex lover or whatever. It was like the love of Lauren's life, and Bonnie played her. I cried OOC so hard because I was so in character for that shit. And like Bonnie was like crying with me, and Quinn was crying too. It was Bonnie, and Quinn crying OOC after like she permitted her character. We were so mad at her for permitting the character.
Jesus.
But yeah, I told her she's not allowed to permit Sasha. I told her I'd fucking kill her IRL. Like I'm fucking pulling up.
Oh Jesus.
Not actually, but it was just a joke between us two. But yeah,
Hey, but she
no.
did though.
No,
Okay.
she ain't allowed to kill Sasha. I feel like we all can mutually agree here. Like, Bonnie cannot kill Sasha. And Joe's gonna
I
agree
don't
too.
think she wants to either, so I
She's
guess
never
we're good.
allowed to. Yeah, that's fine.
So I kind of wanted to kind of move this to basically like obviously both have crims. I kind of wanted to kind of slowly kind of get there, but because obviously like there is is it still new to y'all, or is it kind of like
I don't
semi
know.
like, you know, I don't know, like is it kind of like, you know, you're pretty much used to it by now, but like you're still like
Yeah.
learning, or is it kind of just like a
Um,
Yeah, we're still learning.
still learning?
so yeah, I feel like we're forever learning and things of that
Yeah.
sort. But I think we have a good grasp on just about everything that like we could know. I feel like everything else would probably be more like if you were in a gang, you would know kind of thing that we don't know because we're like kind of like just regular crimsivs, I guess. We're like we're not associated, we're not in any gangs basically.
We're
We're
trying
trying
to.
to get into one, but we're not like in one yet. So I feel like there's things you learn more once you get into an organization.
So with kind of obviously you say you're kind of still waiting to get
Hmm.
for the longest time, even with Margo's stream, whenever she would like stream her and kind of running around and stuff, there was
Hmm.
times where y'all would just kind of solo dole it and just kind of do like your own thing for quite a bit, right? And just like
Hmm.
either shop cards or sell drugs, stuff like that.
Hmm.
Kind of Margo, is there a moment where it's kind of like I won't say unbearable, but I guess it would just kind of feel like you have to kind of remind yourself and motivated to kind of keep doing it, or is it kind of like
Yeah.
you have a mindset of like, okay, like I'm gonna keep doing this, like to get to the next step, or like because obviously now you're kind of like like hang around for emphasis character, or is it kind of just
Yes.
like
Yeah,
Hang
we're
around.
hanging
Yeah.
around.
hang arounds? Okay, so like with someone who is trying to get that extra step right into joining a group or whatever the case may be, what's some advice you'd I guess kind of both depending on who.
I think, well, advice. I think you shouldn't like at the beginning, like when you make a crim character, just straight away jump into a gang and wanting to either become one or want to go into one. I think you should like have a group of friends like we had that made crim characters, and we just did a lot of funny things with. And like try to work your way to the top pretty much. Like you're not supposed to know um a lot of things. And to be honest, I didn't know a lot at all. Like I knew how to lockpick a house and stuff, but um Echo is a really unique place, especially when it comes to robberies and stuff. Like they have a lot of things that they made themselves that no other service have, like bank hacks and stuff. So it's a very unique place, and you need to learn a lot of things. And I feel like you should learn that on your own and figure that out. And then if you want to like evolve your story and become something bigger, or be part of a group, then go ahead and do it. But I don't think that should be the start of it.
For
Yeah,
sure.
to add on to that, like when you should do everything she said. It's just to make yourself more valuable to the gang, which can help you be more appealing to them. Because the first thing a gang's gonna ask you, be like, why should we bring you in? Like, how are you gonna benefit us? And like my character, she's down for whatever. Like, if you tell her to shoot, she's shooting. You tell her to do this, or that, like she's doing it. Like, she's a decent driver and things of that sort. So like she's ready to go. Like our friend Charlie, she's a hacker. So she's super valuable. You know what I mean? So like our characters all have like their own unique things that make them valuable to the gang. So like if you go in, you're fresh, you don't know shit. So and at that point, like the gang, you're useless to them. So why are they going to bring you? You know what I mean?
So it's kind of like bringing value to yourself to kind of like make sure that, I guess, obviously you learn. Sorry, you learn like, I guess, through the process of, even if you go to prison, right? Because I mean, like, there's been a handful of times I've already been to.
I think I've been to prison like
2 or 3 times,
2
something.
or 3 times. Yeah, we haven't been to prison much.
Mm.
Oh, so like his track record is actually pretty good. It's like got like
Yeah, we're
getaway rates.
pretty skilled, I guess. Nah, I think I also think like we haven't been to prison too much though as well, is because like as a former cop, I like to give cops really good RP. Like we will like the turtle ish thing.
Okay, I was
Right?
gonna ask that. What the fuck is the turtle thing? Like,
Okay, so we did a art gallery, and we
okay.
had a bunch of cops come. Like it's a pretty big call, I guess now. And my character came up with a thing of like save the turtles, use reusable straws and stuff like that. She preaches it every time she dresses as a turtle at the bank. She threatens the hostage while putting straws in their nose so it comes out their tear ducts, stuff like that. Like she's just ready to like shove straws in all their holes, and she gets like the like old plastic straws from Burger Shot. She puts them in her bag because she works at Burger Shot. So she gets like the old like plastic things, and she's just like threatening them with them, like if you don't listen to me, I'm gonna do this and that. And then like she'll like talk to the cops. She'll be like, you use reusable straws because if you don't, I'm gonna shoot the fucking hostage.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like she like will
Jesus.
like push for this so much, and then one day, Mia, everybody knows Mia. I think she's a sergeant in BCSO. She came to the art gallery, and basically we were just fucking around trying to give the cops the best RP we could, and we started doing turtle mating, right? And you've seen that YouTube video of like turtles like mating, and they're like going
First off, I don't ever watch YouTube videos that are turtles mating. Take that for the fact on
and when
the
how have you
show.
not seen this?
Let me just.
It was a viral video, though.
I-
It's a
so it's
viral
not...
video.
It's a viral video of fucking turtles
Yeah.
fucking.
Okay, hang on.
What?
Hang on, I'm gonna show
It's
it to
because
you.
it's so slow, and they're just like, I don't know.
Oh, okay. Can you just imagine this? Imagine that you're a turtle, right? And you're trying to get your groove on with no turtle, and you look over and you see people laughing with having cameras. Can you imagine? Can you imagine how it makes you feel inside to just have that? Poor turtles. Bro.
Maybe they're like voyeurs and they like to be watched.
Oh my god.
But anyways, long story short, like me and Tilly, who's an FSM, so my character did like the Spider-Man position, and hers did like the lap dance 2 thing, and we pretended to be turtles mating, and then like we did the turtle moans, all that, and then we got away. Actually, we didn't get away. We ended up getting arrested. And the cops are so cool. Like when you give cops really good RP, like they give you good RP back, in my opinion. And in this situation, like I was chased by Gil, Blanks, and there was it was Blanks and one more. Oh, the guy who plays Cooter Daniels, but his cop, Duder Caniels. Like these 3 cops. Yeah, and they chased my character, and then she was like, I gotta ask my guys, can we take a break? And they're like, yeah. And we all stopped. We all ate a little bit. We all like started talking, and then she was like, I'm good to go. You guys good to go? And they're like, yeah, let's go. And they like did a whole nother like mile of running. And like they cuffed me, they uncuffed me so we could just keep chasing because it was like such a good time. And then it got to the point where we got back to the station and they gave her a get out of jail free card. I only had like community service for like that, and like that was it.
That sounds like a good time though. right?
Yeah. It was like super well played out. And then Mia like DMs me later on. She goes, "I want you to know that was probably like the best crim interaction I've had in a while, and it was so refreshing and so funny to like have something like that." And like that meant the world to me. So that's why we always try to dress up as like weird characters to make it better. Like we went on another job with FSM. We dressed up as seagulls, and you know how like in what's it called in Nemo they go mine, mine,
Oh yeah,
mine.
yeah.
That's all we did. That's how we communicated unless they were like, what are your demands? And they were like, mine, free passage, mine.
I
And
do
like,
think we try to be unique too. Like we do jobs not only in Sultans but also in ISI Classics, and
yeah,
like it's not always for the W.
yeah, we don't care if we win or lose. We're literally here for the RP and the good time. Like, obviously, the money's nice because like you can just buy your character like some nice car or some shit like that. But like, we are here primarily for the RP, and we want to make sure the cops RP is good. Like when cops are shitty, like it's very
Yeah.
disheartening to us because we try really hard to give them like a really just good fun RP.
And there's I kind of understand from a cop's perspective too. It's like if it's your fifth bank on a day and it's like, another like, group of people, you kind of, and you had four shitty ones before you automatically have the attitude that the fifth is going to be like, the
Even
same
worse than
way.
before.
Probably. So like but it's disheartening, and it also makes like personally it gives you like a bad like feeling too, and you don't want to like, um give them everything you have if they don't want to participate in what you have too. So then it kind of becomes like a weird situation. Because there's
Yeah.
definitely some cops that try really, really hard to catch you. So yeah.
But
I kind of
so,
love
so
it.
they actually try like their hardest to like.
Yeah, absolute hard.
Oh yeah, you step out of the car, they instantly tase you, and like you can't even run, and you're cuffed. Like
Yeah,
that's
that's why when we can tell it's like those cops who go, the other demand no tasers. Thank you.
yeah,
And no
Yeah.
tasers. That's actually
Yeah.
like that's actually a thing. To
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, we just request no tasers and then it's just like a tackling fest, which we love. Like
yeah.
my character was in jail and we were just practicing like dodging tackles. So like, listen, like call me a wide receiver at this point. I'm just dodging them left and right. Like, it's really fun though. Like I love Crim RP. Like I would 100% like prefer Crim RP over like Civ RP. I feel like,
At the
Really?
moment,
yeah,
yeah.
I do. Yeah, at the moment, yeah,
What the heck?
100%. As someone that has played both sides, I feel like you can have more like relaxed RP and more intense RP as a criminal. Like 110%.
But the fact that you say you have a relaxed RP, it's actually like
Yeah.
I
Because I
don't
feel
know.
like, like I feel like as your character, you want to buy a car, you want to buy this, you want to buy that. As a crim, money, in my opinion, does come a little easier than it does as a civ. Um, so like I'm not gonna say numbers anyways. As a criminal, it just comes a little easier. And like, like my character just bought like her own warehouse. Like you know what I mean? Like and it was like didn't take her very long to get like that much money to be able to buy like that warehouse and stuff like that. So like it comes a little easier because I feel like as a civ, you really do have to work a lot to be able to afford things, like in comparison to like a
Bank.
civ.
That takes
Yeah.
like 30 minutes maybe. If you like obviously
Get away and all
get
that.
away, yeah.
But there is more risk to being a crim as well. That's why I said like it's very intense, but it's also very relaxing at the same time. So like there's just like a balance between it, just depending what you do. Like if we're hitting a bank, that shit's intense. My heart's in my throat. I'm nervous as hell, but I'm like adrenaline, like go 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 the entire time, and it's like so fun. But then it's also like chopping cars, which is pretty relaxing. You go around, it's like a little puzzle. Like where's Waldo? Like oh, I got a Panto. Let's go find Panto. And it's like kind of fun, and it's just like super relaxing. And then
I
there's just
think
different stuff you
personally
do.
why we enjoy being in Crim at the moment is because it's free. Like, like we have
Mhm.
been RPing EMS for such a long time in High Command where we had to um like do a lot of things OOC and in character to make sure that, everything works well.
Yeah.
Um and that's very stressful and a lot of work too. And this just gives us a break, and you can literally do anything you want. Like you don't have to think about, what the consequences are
Yeah.
robbing a bank because like you're not losing anything if you get caught.
I think like the way to look at it is like we went from a supportive role. Like I feel like all my characters were very much so like supportive roles. Like a cop, you're supporting the Crims RP. EMS, you're supporting the victims RP. And now we're playing characters that we kind of are the creator of the RP. We're hitting a bank. We're creating that scenario for the cops. We are stealing cars. That's another creative scenario for either us to get taxed or for us to like get like XYZ. So I feel like we went from supporters. Like I did cop for 6 months. I did EMS for a year. Like now it's like I'm creating my own RP. And I think it's really fun. It really does give you that freedom. That's why I'm saying like it's more of a creator kind of thing from going from like emergency services to this.
See,
It's really, really fun.
the thing that I have issues with like Crim is that like whenever I think like, okay, I'm gonna do a Crim, I'm gonna try it, but then when I think about it, it's like I don't know like the limit. Because you gotta look at my side where like the only RP I've really done is Civ and serial killer. I've never done cop or EMS or like that. So like when I think of Crim, it's like if I have like a hostage, it's like I'm gonna cut his fucking heart out or some shit. It's like no, you can't do
You
that.
can say that,
You
but
say
don't
that
do
you
it.
can't do it. I was like, you can't. And I'm like, yeah, but
Some
imagine,
hostages deserve it though.
Yo, that's fact.
but then I started thinking like, bro, but imagine the RP of like actually doing surgery like on the spot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's just like it's like twisted shit. You know what I'm saying? Like having like a bomb strapped to the guy's or some shit like that, right? Like that crazy shit or whatever. And it's just like I can't think of that. I gotta take a step back and like some simple shit like just a gun. I'm like, but that doesn't sound exciting. Huh? What?
I said humble down.
But like it's just but bro, like the crazy shit that you could do, I was like, nope, can't do that because then it's
you
like
could do a lot of crazy shit. Like you could like handcuff your hostage with like human intestines if you wanted to.
like oh my god,
Just, like,
wrap their
yeah,
like wrists with like
you could make
intestines.
your
Oh
fucking criminal
Jesus.
like for the bank robbery like super fucking sick and disgusting if you wanted to.
Just
Like, it
piss,
would
just
really
piss, just pissing shit everywhere. Jesus.
listen. That fucking RP was the funniest thing. I would think you're probably one of our funniest like hostages because like the girls couldn't stop talking about it for the rest of the night. They're like, he fucking peed on my shoes.
Oh, by the way, let me just
In
tell
our
you.
car too.
Oh yeah, in a car too. Like, let me just say though, okay, after that situation, the next day, I went around as Cree. I went to Burger Shot, and Crew, out of all people, was like, "So, what happened to you?" It's like, wait, what do you mean? It's like, heard that, you know, got a little in your pants. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. For sure, Cree, for sure. He's like, do you need new pants? Or you know what? Never mind. I'm just gonna drop this conversation. Like, and I'm like, oh, so like, how the fuck did he know? And then, oh my god, like I'm telling you, like the way and other people kept asking Creed during photo shoots. Then I was like, are they asking for photo shoots just like an ask Creed why he pissed himself or something like that? Like, I'm telling you, it was like the next day that happened, and I was like, that is the funniest shit I think I've ever been a part of. Is like the running joke of like Creed pissing his pants because they have guns, you know. Like,
and that one is in SC Classics actually. We took you guys in
like
SC Classics.
Yeah.
That was so fun. It was so fun. We told PD we would not separate anything of that sort, but like we were like together, and then like we kind of lost each other, and it wasn't on purpose. So like we were like, okay, like we're just out because like they can't find us. We're not gonna go back. Like you just lose them on your own, and like that's what happened. Because we didn't want to be shitty to PD and take two different cars. So we stood together, stayed together, but we ended up losing each other. But that was a really fun job, and I appreciate you for being such a wonderful hostage because that was honestly
the other hostage was super funny too. Like,
we were all pissing ourselves at OC. We were like, holy shit, this is so funny. I think messaged Margo. I was like, I fucking love insert your real name here.
Oh my god. Jesus. I don't know. I don't know. Like, I feel like sometimes with taking hostage, you dance with his pee. Yeah, I did do. In fact, do that. I feel like when I get taken hostage with like either Jimmy or Cree, like it really depends on the person taking getting the hostage. You know, like if they're like in like some type of like they're not taking it super fucking serious. There's one dude who shot Cree like in the kneecap because he wouldn't surrender quick enough, and like I just sat on the ground and then like that was it, because it was just like I can't type fast enough. I got fat fucking fingers, and like it's hard to do that shit. So it's just like sometimes it's cool, sometimes like it could be a little bit too much.
Mhm.
But yeah, definitely have that thing now where if someone has a gun out in front of Cree, he just pisses himself.
I love that. That is like such a
Jimmy
cool like.
lactates and then Cree pisses. So
I
together they
love
make a
that. Oh my
duo.
god, stop, dude. My character would literally just put her mouth on the nipple. Like if you consent, like can we have like that
Oh my
mutual
god.
consent right now?
What the
She'll just
fuck?
put it. She'll just no. Karen's so weird. I play
Margo
that
help.
character.
Margo help. Margo help.
No,
Help,
and
help,
you
help,
can't
help,
tell me
help.
that's not Cameron. No, you can't tell me that's not Cameron though, because I feel like she would just do it.
I don't know. That's the thing. I've had Wendell come up to Jimmy one time while he was
She was just
lactating,
like,
and Wendell
ah,
just
I got it.
he
Oh
but
my
oh
god.
my god. Wendell came up with a cup and was like slash me, grabs nip, and then like squirts milk, and he's like, it's good, and like walks off, and everyone's like, yeah! And they're just like throwing up. Is that a fucking jewelry store? Like, oh my god. And then sometimes whenever Jimmy starts lactating, I'm like, he's like, I gotta take my shirt off, I'm like, wait, what? And then I'll do like slash me, milk is starting to pour out of chest. It's like, oh my god, he's lactating. And then it's like this whole fucking thing. But sometimes like I like doing it, but sometimes people can be a little too much. I'm like, I'm just not gonna be quiet.
Right, but that's also
Mhm.
because like there's like they also brought in a new rule where you need to have like serious role play around hostage taking, and you need to be like, scared as a hostage, and you need to be intimidating
But
as the hostage
but
taker.
my question is, how scared can you be? Like I've been, okay, like I'm scared, like okay. There's sometimes where I'm actually like I really feel bad for my mom because she can hear me sometimes. The walls are really thin. I'll just be screaming out my lungs, "Don't shoot me, oh God!" Or whatever the fuck. Like how dramatic
I
can you
think you
be?
underestimate like how many people really
Oh, they really don't
are
value their
being
life.
shit
Yeah,
like
yeah,
when
they
they get
really.
taken hostage, and they're like being so rude to the hostage takers, and like, yeah, just like, I don't know, like there's a lot of people that don't know how to actually be a hostage, I guess. And like you saw, like if you're cool with us, we can go like joke around and have fun, and we're
Yeah.
still intimidating because you have a gun on you. But if you're gonna be an ass to us, we're gonna be an ass to you, like that's just how it is.
Yeah. Like I like cuz my character like she's very gentle. Like I play her like she's like the biggest pussy unless you fuck with like her girls, right? And like so she'll be like I really don't want to have to shoot you, but I swear to God I will. I swear to God I will. And then like she'll be like I don't want to shoot you. Please don't be stupid. Please don't be fucking stupid because I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. And like she'll just keep saying that because like she has like really bad anxiety with it. So like she has only shot somebody like once or twice probably. Like that's it. So like this character is like slowly developing into like shooting people and stuff like that. So she's just super nervous and doesn't want to have to shoot the person. But when people are shitty, she goes all fucking rogue and shit.
Yeah, I think you really underestimate how shitty it can be to take someone hostage that then is going to be like a complete ass to you, and you're like, dude, we have a gun on you. And he's like, well, you can take your gun off or I'm gonna jump out of the car. And we're like, what?
Yeah, see,
Like,
I never really see that, so I never really understand. Because on my side, when someone gets me, they're just like they're so fucking pissed, and now it's like it makes sense now because it's just like I'm just trying to do this, and like we just need you. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just like,
Yeah.
yeah, sure, okay, fuck it, why not? But it's just like I don't really ever see like the other people ruin it. You know,
We've made a lot of tickets. We're just gonna put it that way. We've made a lot of tickets because of like people not valuing their lives as hostages. It's disappointing to make because it's just like I wish like you would just like when people say it's been like their third or fourth time today. We usually let them go, but then they don't tell us until we're at the fucking bank and like PD's already pulled up. So we're like, oh well, shit. Well, we can't let you go now.
I see.
Mm.
I say this a lot, like OC, like sometimes like during stream or whatever. Someone talks to me about like hostage taking. I think as civs and as people may disagree with me, I think that that's the most RP you can get is taking hostage because you get two ways to showcase your character. You get the crim way to show your character, and also get the cop way. And I feel like if you get taken hostage so much, like you'll start to build a rapport, and oddly enough, you'll get known like through the city through get taken hostage because like that's how Jimmy was originally. Like I get taken hostage all the fucking time, and it was just like okay, yeah, sure, fuck it, why not? And then I show people like Jimmy's music and stuff like that. Like, well, they'll ask him like what he does and stuff like that. And so I think that like on a Civ side, get taken hostage is like the best way to showcase your character and showcase like what your character's like personality traits or whatever the case may be, right? Like there's been times where I had, Jimmy Cree, like, photographer, like there was a point where he had a gun pointed at him he took a full-fledged photo shoot, like be taken hostage. And I was like, that's the weirdest fucking thing. But guess what? His name got out there more because his pictures and stuff like that. So
Yeah, we got a Polaroid out
yeah,
of you, so we
yeah,
were like happy too. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like Cameron keeps that on her too, because like little did you know that was Cameron's first bank.
Oh
That was my
really?
friend's
Oh,
first
that's
bank like
that's
she ever
oh my
did.
god.
So like when you were like, like you want a photo, she was like, yeah, like yeah, and then she keeps it and like all the time, like she keeps it on her, like at almost all times. Sometimes she leaves it in the like stash, but most of the time she likes to keep it with her because she could be like, it's me and my girls, my first bank. So
That's
it's just
actually
it's like
fucking crazy.
yeah, it was actually a really cute little memory for her and stuff like that because it was like right after Margo left, so like I wasn't really in city. And like I finally got in and they were like, let's do a bank. And like my character had such bad anxiety about it. She was like, I don't want to do this. Like I'm scared. They're like, stop being a pussy. So she like got, persuaded. She was like, okay, let's do it. I got it. Let's go.
Oh my, like fucking like one of those like phase kind of like let's go and just fucking
Yeah.
oh Jesus. I want to make a crim, man. Well,
Do it.
I got a character that
Mm.
is like I use a voice changer because like I'm very limited on my voice. I don't want to do the Ink's voice. That hurts my fucking throat. Jimmy's voice is taken. Kree's voice is my normal voice. So then I got this big ass helmet thing. Van is this Van Wilder? I love that character. Yeah, I play Van Wilder. Yeah, I can't play Van Wilder. Is that fucking my throat too? But what was I gonna say? Oh, so I I was walking around, minding my own business, and I went to Chi Chi's trash, and I looked through it, and there's a full ass Beretta just in the trash, just in the trash, and there was a lady on her tablet like looking at it, like at the stairs, and I was like, you know what? yeah. By the way, Chi Chi, there's a full ass Beretta. So my character was like, I was like, you know what? Like this is a time where I take my character and I fucking make him a crim. So I'm like, so I took that, snorted some what was it, meth, and then I took some Adderall and hauled ass to the fucking hauled ass around the corner, and then I went to the clothing store, got like a gun thing, and then so yeah, so I got a whole ass Beretta too. It was really good health too. Like, it's like very fresh. So whoever put it in there just left it. I took it. Now it's mine. I'm never giving it back. I kill people with it now. But
Yeah.
but the thing is though, I don't know, like, because with Van Wilder, I don't know how it got there, but it's a full ass. I can see the barcode, like the thingy onto it. You can see get meta the information. But yeah, I don't know. Like I don't know like the limitations because with Van Wilder, at the first store I did with him was with Wolfgang, and we took someone hostage, and they gave Van Wilder a little gas thingamabob, right? So Van started to pour gas all over the hostage, and then while they were leaving, he shot the gas, and like it blew, like the flames went up, and the hostage caught fire. Cops didn't show up, but Van Wilder was very, very chaotic. You know what's crazy is that Van actually got Blue in trouble. That's why she went back to prison. Was because he snuck her into prison, but into the PD, which is a felony, and that's what made her get back.
Aww.
Yeah, so
yeah, my girl Blue dirty.
And yeah, and what's crazy is that when they were in prison, he was like, "Are you my girlfriend?" She's like, "Yeah." He's like, "All right, sweet." And then they didn't see each other for like months, and then finally they see each other. And she's out of prison, and he's like, "Hey there, baby," and then she goes, "Hey, honey," and then they go, "Oh, like is this your boyfriend?" She's like, Van's like, "Yeah, of course," and then he would walk away, and I could hear her just be like, "No. He's not my boyfriend. Help me, please. He's crazy," And it was really funny to see that happen. And then I snuck into the PD, and then got a felony, and then got sent back. So it was I felt bad. I DM'd her. I was like, bro, I'm so sorry. I was like, you should have told me. You should have said, no, I don't want to go back. But she was like, she just went along with the punches, which I think is like,
She's a really good RPer.
yeah.
She
Oh my God,
role-plays her character
phenomenal.
very, very, very well. And like I'm very impressed with her. Like I DM her OC all the time because like Lauren wanted to adopt her, but Emma wouldn't let her. She's like, you have enough kids. So I was like, okay.
Let her
And then
adopt
like
her. Come on, Mark.
then
Come on.
Like Rita
then we
literally
had
wants
a
to adopt the whole city. Like
yeah, keep stones on
he's
top. What the
fucking-
fuck? Anyways, so then we got another character, or another character that we met that we loved, that she was gonna adopt Blue, and then she would have been the granddaughter, but we haven't seen Nova in a while, so sadly that didn't go through. Like, yeah, like fucking Shawnee's character Logan will not let us adopt anybody that is older than her at all. She's just like, I want all the attention. I am the youngest. I will be spoiled, and you will love me, and that's exactly how it goes.
Logan's wife's brother. What the fuck?
Yeah, she wanted to adopt Phil, I think.
Okay, listen, I
Oh,
didn't
Yeah.
know. I didn't. Okay, listen, the fucking family tree in this city is fucking weird. Okay,
it's so fucked. It's so
yeah.
fucked.
So I don't want to hear it. Leave me alone.
Yeah, so Rita and I decided that whenever we get like a little baby in real life, we're gonna call him or her Logan.
Oh, that's adorable.
Right, so it would have a double meaning because Logan would obviously be like, you know, their first kid as Lauren and Emma.
Shit!
So
Just no.
No, we're doing it because like we both agreed that we want to name our kids a gender neutral name because like yes they are born a certain sex, but you don't know how they are as a person inside and how they are going to identify or who they truly are as a person until they grow up and they realize who they truly are. So I feel like a gender neutral name for our children will work really well. And like a lot of gender neutral names are really fucking cute and I love that. So
yeah,
so that's why Logan is going to be our first child's name.
That's adorable.
Mhm.
yeah, we love our little sweet little potato too,
My
though.
sweet
So
little potato. Can't wait to tell Logan about like what's going on with the stones right now.
right, but like it's funny because like for the Stones they have a little baby, right? And Haley steals the baby all the time and takes them to Logan and Haley's house to babysit and watch cartoons of llamas and whatever. So that's a little RP that is going on there too. How they how Haley like steals the baby all the time.
Do you think so? I know that there was one point somebody was saying something about how like one server has it to where you can actually have like a baby on. Would that ever be something that you would kind of be interested for it to be added onto this?
Personally, no.
Personally,
Personally,
no.
no.
Yeah. No, one because somebody will run your pockets and they have your child, and then you have a missing child, and then they can just toss it somewhere and you never find your child, so you have to RP that you lost your child forever. Yeah, so I just like I don't know. I feel like it's just kind of weird. I like that, like like having a baby RP and stuff like that isn't allowed on Echo, like the pregnancy and stuff like that, because like I I RP'd as a doctor for like many years before RPing an Echo. So like the only person that's ever given me good birth RP was literally Bonnie. Just to put it that way. Um Other people really like to go the and this might trigger some, but like when you lose your baby, a lot of people
Miscarriage.
preferred to go that route instead of actually having their baby. And I've had people work in hospitals with me when that happened. They got really triggered and stuff like that. So like, like the only person that ever like fully went full term with a baby was Bonnie, and like she did a really good job at it. It was the funniest RP I've probably ever been like a part of. Like Bonnie screaming into her mic giving birth to a fake child is by far the best RP I've ever been a part of. It was Sasha too. So like that's why like Lauren talks about it all the time because like she always says like Loki was the worst and like the rest were fine. So Lauren was there to give birth to that baby with another character named Kara, and it was just the funniest fucking thing. I wish we had that RP, but like a lot of people can't do it well, so it's just like they always want to kill the baby, and it's just like dog, why are you gonna get pregnant? Like come on, Like they break up with the guy and they just automatically miscarriage. Like that's it. It's just like that can be triggering for some people. So I'm just like, in.
Well, I remember this. I remember a long time ago where like Charlotte was RPing that she had like a miscarriage with Jimmy or whatever. Like she thought she well not really miscarriage, but she thought she was pregnant. And even then, like for some reason I'm immediately sweating. I'm like, oh I mean, obviously it's RP, but I'm like, oh my fucking god, like the fuck? I'm like I've had Jimmy freak out. I had to like go out and like buy like clothes. Gonna find there's a whole fucking like didn't read it right or whatever. I'm like, but I like to a certain extent you're right. Like some people just don't like some people overdo it,
Mm,
but I don't know. I think that I don't know. I think what obviously what y'all did with the baby that y'all's characters did, and also what Julia did with hers is like it's not very like public. Obviously, like a magazine cover like got released, but like
mm,
had it to where it wasn't like very vocal. If that makes sense, like it was very like
yeah.
okay, like got pregnant, got
And your click, like, and
yeah.
that was it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then obviously you can announce it, but it wasn't the full motive, you know.
Hmm.
I mean, it would have made sense for Emma because, like press would follow her and they would see her with like a little baby walking around, you know. So it was only time before they would figure out. And so, for Emma's sake and for Lauren, they were just like, let's just throw it out there and get it over with.
Yeah, and like I
But
said, I think
yeah,
I think that was a good way to kind of have that story just be presented, because sometimes
Yeah.
like we both said that people can ruin it really quickly. I think that can be with
Hmm.
any type of art. To be honest, I think
Yeah.
that for myself personally, whenever I try and do some type of RP story, like I try and keep it somewhat closed, but some majority, like every time I make a character, I say, all right, I'm gonna make a character and make him and not make him. No one's gonna know who he is. It ends up being this huge ass fucking story, and everyone fucking knows the character. Like I can't help it. I just I'm always gonna have like somewhat known characters, but I think that I kind of want to ask you that too. Like, is there moments where you kind of choose who's in your kind of like story that you want to do, or is it kind of just like if anybody's there, is kind of like free goes like? Because
I think
me
really.
personally is like I kind of select, right. It's kind of like okay, like I know who would receive this, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, we know who would receive. Yeah, it's more so we're very selective of who we bring in and who we tell and things of that sort. Both Emma and Lauren are not trusting people, so like we are just very selective on who we trust, who we bring in, and things of that sort.
Yeah, because I feel like to a certain extent, it's like obviously you always want to RP people like new reactions, new stuff, but when it comes to like actual like really hard hitting story, it's always like okay, I'll bring in certain people, but I just don't want it to be much to where it's like it's no longer my story. That makes sense. If it's too big and too far involved, it's like it's not even my story anymore. It's kind of just like it's like theirs.
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that's I'm not going to lie. I think that's what Emma experiences with Lauren, especially running the hospital together. It's always like she is the boss, you know, and Emma was always like just there, and it was like Lauren run the hospital, and and things are going to evolve where that's going to happen again. So um at one point you want like your own story too, and you want something, and you don't want to be under someone as well, you know, like you want to have your own little thing. And Emma has that with her music, but um yeah, that's kind of like how I try to take take those things separately, because you just want something for yourself too. You don't want to just be the assistant, you know. Like you want to do something for yourself too.
Yeah, no, I think absolutely right. Like, there's always going to be that time where, you know, you can always be a supportive person, like with your character or even and like, there's also times where you want to like have your what call your own story. You want to
Yeah.
have it to where it's yours. You still want people to be involved, but like still that feeling of like this is my story. You know, like I want this to kind of like, you know, I want something for my character. I know it's like selfish, it may sound like that, but everyone deserves to have those times, you know, of like, you know, you're always there to support other people with their stories. Always
Hmm.
time for to have your own story to kind of expand.
Yeah.
Very true.
But Jesus, what the fuck's going on? Which being but yeah, so I think got a good point. A good point though. Well, obviously, towards the end of every talk show, chat, if you have any questions for the lovely Margo / Rita, if you would like to ask any questions, not too inappropriate, because I feel like sometimes I do have to say that because I'm not fuck
Oh,
wild
I'm
say
down
it.
for whatever.
Okay, all right, well, okay,
Yeah.
all right, well, okay, well, I guess anything
It's your turn,
Just
goes.
bitch.
hear how I speak to like
Just
my chat when I stream, dude. Honestly,
Jesus.
I
Oh my. But yeah, chat, if you
no
have any
filter.
questions, this is a good point where we're kind of bringing in towards the closing. And thank you again, both of y'all, for coming on
Of
and
course.
talking about. I hope you had a good time.
Yeah.
Always.
Time does your like
It depends when Margo wants them open.
Jesus.
No, no, it's funny because her zombie girl's Crim character hit on Lauren once. And like the first thing she said to her, she was like, "You're really hot." She was like, "What time do your legs open?"
Oh my god.
Yeah, literally super forward. And and then Lauren was like, "Whenever my wife says they do."
Jesus. So forward. Oh my god. Jesus, I couldn't do that. Holy. All
Yeah,
right.
it happens to Lauren more often than not, and it drives me nuts.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, 'cause she ain't a hoe no more. She's safe.
Jesus. Jesus is right. Yeah, exactly. Jesus is right. Holy. Oh my
Someone
god.
get Chi Chi, man. Get Chi Chi. Chi Chi, come get your girl.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. Oh, that's true. It is. Oh my god.
Hi, Maddie.
God.
Maddie plays Clover. I love her.
I think I've RP with Clover like
Mhm.
once.
Yeah.
And it's when she was like asleep at a art the art like then she was just like laying there. Like I think I was on my mime character, so I didn't even like didn't really get to talk to her, to be honest with you. It was kind of just like
Yeah.
a wave and what
Yeah, we've known each other for years. We like met on like Rust, and we've been friends for like several years. And I mentioned the server to her because she said she's trying to get into RP, and she's been in the server ever since. She's also a really talented artist
true.
as well. She did everything for me, so
Oh, we did with Vex Rita. That was when like I miss RP. Yeah, 'cause
can we get like a zoo on the server so like Apollo can like have his time to shine?
there's I'm not gonna spoil anything, but there is something big in that's coming with
Cool.
Apollo, and
I'm excited.
I stream it, and
I'm excited now.
it's gonna be a little bit, but it's something that it's gonna be cool. Damn, I did for RP Rex. I remember that now. We out Chiliad and like as deep as like conversation. Gee, my God. Anyways, yeah, RB is crazy. You ever thought about that? Like, you know,
Mhm.
you ever get scared that one day you wake up and just can't get into 5M?
I mean, I've taken long breaks from it, so
To be honest,
yes and
I
no. I'm kind of addicted to it right now. I'm not gonna lie though, like no cap, like I'm addicted as fuck to this shit. I'm having a blast with RP right now, and I think Echo's RP personally isn't the best it's been in a while. I just think like the newer people who are like hero hostages are like the only issue at the moment. But other than that, I've been dealing with some really good RP lately, both from cops and like from crims as well. It's been really fun.
Well, I was talking to someone before and they were talking about like and I was like, you know, I feel like when the big wave of new people kind of join, uh, you gotta let them settle for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like this
Yeah,
is a
absolutely.
new city. You know, new everything. They want to be the best. They want to be presented. They want to be recognized for their RP. Once that kind of calms down a little bit, they'll be okay. You know what I'm saying? Like once they
Yeah.
understand like everything. I mean, for God's sakes, that's how I was whenever I joined a city and I'd, bring Jimmy around. I'd be top fucking crackhead energy, be on 100%, doing weird shit just so I can get, people would remember my presence on Jimmy. But then it's like once I get comfortable, it's like, okay, like I don't have to do, like, I can still be crackhead, but I don't have to be like over the top
Super
to
crack.
where I'm lightheaded, like
Yeah,
I don't have,
yeah,
or my face is
absolutely.
purple, Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think a lot of new people and a lot of new people are doing what is it, like there was one dude doing taxi work
Mhm.
when Rita, Emma, and Jimmy song drop it. Well, Emma and Jimmy has a song as in the
I'm one and
works.
done.
uh
One and done.
I'd be down for like a little Lauren cameo, like in a song, like in the background or something like that,
One and done.
I think we can maybe squeeze about 6 more songs out of.
I told Margo that if she couldn't get someone, I forget on what song it was that she's working on right now, that I would take a look and consider featuring on it. But it's only if she can't find a feature or she can't finish it on her own.
See, the thing is, you
I
did so
don't think
good with
music's
the
for
first
me.
one. You did so good on the first one, though.
I
Like it was so like Margo. Am
I
I
love her
right?
to death. I love her to death. Like she means the world to me. But it took her 3 months to write 3 lines, and
to
thank
be
God
fair
for
though, to
Joe.
be fair though, to be fair
Like,
though, to be fair though, like I have
I
a
love
very
the death,
wet
but took
mouth.
it 3.
No, 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 no,
What?
no,
What?
no.
What?
Okay. Like I don't mean this sexually, but like when I recorded my vocals, for some reason I produce a lot of saliva,
Oh my God!
and like you can
you could
hear
hear it.
how wet my
You
mouth
can
was.
hear it. Oh
Yeah,
my!
Yeah.
and like Joe was like, Rita, like dry your mouth. Like I hear how wet it. I was like, I'm sorry. But
Like
it was
fucking
that,
slurping
and like
up.
I don't sound very good without like the little bit of olive tune, not gonna lie. So yeah, I
And wet mouth.
just
Let's start calling you wet mouth.
yeah, I have a wet mouth. Like there's no other way to put it. But
Jesus.
She
I'd
has
be
the voice
down
for
for
it
like
though,
certain
but
things.
Wait, she got the voice for wet mouth? Wait, what?
no, she has the
Oh,
No,
voice to make
oh.
music and stuff. But like she just, like
like I could
it
do it
doesn't
if it's
take
in
just the
English. No, I
voice.
can do it if it's in English, right? I cannot do it if I have to translate it, make it sound good, and make it make sense with the song.
Right.
Like that's where it becomes difficult.
But that's making music. Like it's like not just making rhymes and like,
You have
put
to
them
make it
on a
sound
beat. Like
good.
Yes,
Like,
but
yeah,
like I
it's
have
like a
to also
creative process.
translate it too though. Like that's the thing. Like if I can like make lyrics, make all that, I can do that and make it work with yours. But like it's making it sound good in a different language and making it make sense as well. Because I know not a lot of people in the server speak Spanish. But like if somebody finds it and I'm like over there saying like fat fuck fuck and it makes no sense, but it sounds good, they're gonna be like, what the fuck is this shit? So that's why like with
Yeah,
Dinero it
but I
took me so
guess
long
I
because of
have that
that.
with Ride or Die too. Like, first of all, English is my second language, so I
Mm.
constantly make music in my second language. And obviously, with Ride or Die, I had to like change that to Dutch too. So that didn't, like, it's a whole process. And obviously, I love Dinero. Dinero is like one of my favorite songs, um, because she is on it and it sounds really good.
I will say I fuck with it now. Like I hated it in the beginning. Like you can ask Margo, I absolutely hated it, but now I fuck with it. I listen to it all the time. I'm just like
Yeah,
vibing to it. But I don't know,
yeah.
maybe one day, but if it's in Spanish, it's gonna take me like 3 months to write something. But I'd be down to try it again. Like I told Margo, like if she needed a feature on something, like I would do it, I would try it and then see what I could do for it.
still a fucking banger though. Like I said, I would be down for nightlife to have cameo in the background. But be like, I got that wet mouth or something. Something. Like, yo, wet mouth on deck or some shit. Yeah.
Let me listen
I
to the, let me
mean,
listen to the song. I'll like fucking like figure something out for like a little cameo in it. Fuck it. Like whatever.
Hey, it's nightlife, you know what I'm saying? Fuck it.
Yeah, I know.
yeah, it's funny to the point where they literally have to tell me that I need to make other songs that I love
You
songs.
have to make, because listen, I think at one
I
point.
told her we can break up for like 2 weeks. Like I'll fucking break up with her out of
Oh,
nowhere and then
jeez.
just go make something about hating me, please.
Oh my god. I think. Well, I mean, to be honest with you, I feel like with Emma, it's like her music. It's like at first, Emma was with like a gang and stuff like that. So her rap was very like punchy, and it was very like talking about how like just gang stuff basically, right? But then
Mhm.
once Emma started to kind of, now she settled down with Warren and kind of having that like just family, it's like she's rapping about that. There's times, literally, I mean, look at like the track record since Jimmy's got married to Mandy. Every song that Jimmy has done has referenced Mandy, every single one of them.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I think that it's, obviously it's not a love song, but it's like, gang. Yeah. Well, okay. Well, it was a gang. It was a gang. That's what she confirmed it. Watch the VOD. She did.
She confirmed it.
She confirmed it was. I'm not gonna lie to you, Thor. I had chills. I had chills on my arm when she said the word gang. Oh my god. I had chills.
Gangbanger.
Well,
Oh
the intention was for it to be a gang because like we were repping colors and
yeah.
flags. So
Yeah.
Yeah. You were with him? Really?
yeah,
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 Thorhall came with them.
yeah.
We were
That's-
all in the same city beforehand. So I just left because Bonnie made, like, I didn't make Samantha, like Bonnie made Samantha, made her backstory. She even made my application to join the city, and I came over.
Oh my god.
And like I went off whatever like Bonnie sent me for the character, and I just took it and went. So yeah, that's the only reason why I left that city, was because of Samantha Bloom. And I don't regret it at all because the EMSRP here was 10 times better. Anyways. Yeah, but no, I'm listening to Nightlife. I'm gonna fucking text you guys and let you guys know if I fucking find something to put in there. I'm being dead serious. Like I'm down. Whatever. I'm fucking
It
down.
took us this long though, so it might take us another couple.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
Nothing wrong with that though.
that's fine.
We still
Joe
gotta
can
get a
work with my
hook.
wet mouth again.
Oh
It's
my
fine.
god.
Dude,
Oh
it's
my.
really like fucking wet. Like, I wonder if I still have like the raw vocals for it, but like you can't listen to it on the fucking stream, dude. It's so bad.
So it's not listen to.
Yeah, yeah. We're not listening on stream. If anything, like subscribe to an OnlyFans, and then you can listen out.
What
My
the
mouth
fuck?
is-
Don't that? No, that's not being advertised. At Jesus.
No, I don't actually have an OnlyFans. I was like, but like subscribe to an OnlyFans.
The amount of people, I will say, the amount of people in RP that actually advertise fans is kind of like a bit eerie. ASMR.
Mhm.
Wait, what is?
Wet ass mouth.
Oh,
I
wet
think
ass
you
mouth.
said.
Oh
Yeah,
my
ASMR.
god.
Yeah,
Jesus.
probably.
Don't be putting ideas in my head for like next Jimmy song instead of wet ass pussy's just wet ass mouth.
You're gonna
I
be
got that wet ass mouth, got that shit whipping.
You can do it together with Bonnie and make like the
a
the work
parody.
of web.
Parody. Whap. Wham. 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 I
Yeah.
got that
with
wham.
this wet ass mouth.
But yeah, I don't know. I think this is a good place to stop. I got that wet ass mouth. Jesus. Oh my god. But yeah, I think this is gonna be a good place to stop. I appreciate y'all both for coming on and dissect behind the role that y'all do. And I'll thank again, chat, for coming along and taking a listen / watching. I hope that y'all enjoyed the podcast. If you missed it, yeah, you missed it all. But keep an eye out if you want. Well, it'll be posted on YouTube, probably later on today. Probably a little bit later. Yeah. So if you want to keep an eye out for that. And yeah. So like every at the end of every show, if you don't mind, pick who we should rate after.
Oh.
You want us to pick?
Yeah. Every time that we end, I get the guest to pick who rate.
Don't mind if I do. Here, let me see. Let me see. Who do I watch a lot? There's only one person on that I watch that regularly?
Uh, I I personally love Leah's character. She's really sweet and always tries to help the new people in the city. So that's what my vote would go to. But
I'll back you on that because the person I was gonna say,
already has a lot of views.
yeah.
Did Leah?
So yeah, Leah. I'll link her stream.
Okay.
She roleplays as Leah. We've done like a bank or two with her. She's really cool. She's really sweet too. And she does try to help like all the new people in the city. Like if she runs into them and stuff like that, help them get started. So she is really cool.
Yeah, she's a cool
Okay.
person.
I'm not even following your shit. I'm just wait for your raid. We're gonna have like the impact of it. Come on, let's go.
Gasp. All right. And again, thank you so much, chat, and thank you so much, Rita and Margo, for joining. I appreciate you all so
Thank
much
you.
for taking the time to come on here and chill with us.
Thank you for being here and for this wonderful art too. So thank you for
Oh
that.
yeah,
No,
before
it's
before
gorgeous.
before we forget, let me go ahead and shout out Panda again. Anybody in chat that likes this art and they would want to commission, keep in mind that Panda art has drawn every bit of it, going from the walls, the screen, to the characters, to the table. Everything you see on the screen right now has been drawn. So if you're ever curious and interested about commissioning Panda art for this, there's a link for her Ko-fi. Boom. Start. Oh my god, her webcam's fucking dope though.
Yeah, doesn't it look so cool? Like going, I don't know how the fuck she gets it to be round. I've never seen anything like that. I'm jealous. I want to do that.
All right, chat. I'll see y'all soon. And like I said, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Craig, for stopping by. And I will see y'all soon. And don't forget to